Hey, Richard Bryce here, Tennis Hacker. Today I want to help you with your ball toss. Now the ball toss is a simple movement, but it's something that so many people struggle with. So in this video I want to explain why that is. What I'm not going to do is break down minute detail about the exact way the ball toss should work, because there's lots of videos that talk about that stuff, and I'm actually going to place a link down below to one of my favorite videos that I think covers the ball toss in depth. This video we're really focusing on why things don't improve when you're practicing consistently, and things that you can do to change it to improve the consistency of your ball toss, which is then going to allow you to develop a better serve. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, it'd be awesome if you give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So on face value, the ball toss shouldn't be that difficult. You just bring your arm down and you raise it up, but it's something that a lot of people struggle with. So I want to explain why that is. Now, for the vast majority of people, the reason that they struggle with their ball toss so much is because they're doing it with their non-dominant arm, and their non-dominant arm just isn't coordinated enough. The reality is that if you had enough coordination in your ball tossing arm, then you wouldn't have a problem with your ball toss. It would be more consistent. So what this video is going to be about is showing you some strange looking drills that you can use to improve your coordination, and then once you've improved your coordination, your ball toss will naturally become more consistent, and that's going to allow you to develop your serve. Obviously you want to work on your ball toss as well. It's something you should practice regularly. So a lot of people don't practice their ball toss, so that can be a key feature, but really this is going to come down to improving your coordination. So let's show you some drills. Okay, when we do coordination training, we're targeting specific parts of the brain that create and coordinate movement. In order to get the most out of your training, to improve your coordination quickly, so you can really develop more control over your ball toss, we need to have two features to the training. We need to be trying to create accurate movements, so we're going to be trying to make shapes, circles and figure of eights. I realize the ball toss, we don't do any circles or figure of eights, but this helps to train the brain and it's going to lead to improvements. And we also want to work at a specific rhythm and specific speed. Again, we're going to be working at different speeds to the speed that you would do your ball toss at, but this is about getting parts of the brain to adapt and to change and to develop, so that's why we're doing this. For the speed component, we're going to be using a metronome. So I've got this handheld metronome because I'm recording on my phone, but you can just download a free metronome app on your phone and you can use things that way. So we're going to be working on 5 different movements. We're going to be working on our shoulder blade, our shoulder, our elbow, our wrist, and our fingers. Now, I understand that when you do the ball toss, you don't bend your elbow. You want to keep your elbow straight. And I understand that you won't be bending your wrist. You'll be keeping your wrist straight. But the reason that we're working on coordination in those areas is because we want to improve our overall coordination on the left side. It's just going to give you much better results in terms of improving the control of your ball toss. So we're going to go through 5 different drills. 4 of them we're going to be using the metronome, 1 of them we won't. And the way I want you to do these, I want you to practice them first without the metronome, so you're just going to get used to the movement, and then once you've done that a couple of times, then you're going to work with the metronome going at a specific speed. Okay, so we're going to start with shoulder blade circles, and for the shoulder blade circles, in terms of the accuracy component, we're going to take our arm out in front, we're going to have our thumb on top, we're going to keep the elbow completely straight, and then we're going to be doing circles, trying to keep the rest of our spine still. Now, when I work with players, this is one of the most common areas where people lack control. So obviously it's going to be really important to try and get control over your shoulder blade to improve your ball toss. So the movement is going to look like this. So we're just trying to make a circle. I'm keeping my arm parallel to the floor. I'm trying to keep my head nice and still. I'm trying not to let my spine and my other shoulder move. So just making it look like this. Common problems, people are tending to kind of move the whole of the spine. Another common problem is that people aren't able to keep the arm parallel to the floor, and they'll bring the arm down each time. So you're trying to be as accurate as you can with the movement. So it looks kind of simple, but to do it well, it does require coordination. So practice that, and then we're going to work on the speed component. Now, for all of these next 4 drills, we're going to be trying to do 10 seconds for the drills. So I'm going to try and take 10 seconds in one direction, 10 seconds in the other direction. So I've got my metronome set to 60 beats per minute. I'm going to start with my shoulder blade down and back, and from there, I'm going to go for 10 seconds. I'm going to go back the other way. Okay, and that's all it would look like. In terms of a good training number, around 3 reps in each direction, going for 10 seconds per circle is going to be a good target, because that's going to be around 60 seconds per worth of work, and then you can move on to the next drill. For the next drill, we're going to be working on the shoulder. This time, instead of a circle, we're going to do a figure of 8 to make the shape more challenging. So for the figure of 8, it'll look like this. I'm literally just drawing a figure of 8 in one direction and then a figure of 8 in the other direction. So there's no perfect way to do this, but I like to think about the middle part of the figure of 8 being directly in front of me. So I'm trying to make the top part and then the bottom part below the height of my shoulder. This is just to give my brain specific targets to work on. Again, we're going to go for 10 seconds in each direction. So the top half will be 5, the bottom half will be 5. Back the other way. Okay, so that's what it looks like. For drill number 3, we're going to be working on elbow circles. So for the elbow circle, you start with it completely straight. You'll be bending it in like so, and then bringing it around. So the elbow circle will look like this. Again, the movement is relatively simple. It's just about trying to get the timing and the speed aspect. So again, going for 10 seconds in each direction. Okay, so that's drill number 3, elbow circles. For drill number 4, we're going to be working on wrist flexion and extension. So I want you to keep your elbow tucked into the side when you do this, and then the movement is going to look like this. So we're just trying to flex the wrist or bend the wrist, and then we're going to try and extend the wrist. But again, the key here is going to be the speed that you move at. Trying to do 10 seconds for this movement requires quite a lot of coordination, but that's what you're going to do. So I'm going to start in the middle position. It'll be 5 seconds up, 5 seconds back to the middle, 5 seconds down, 5 seconds back to the middle. And I want you to try and go through neutral each time. So this is neutral with the wrist straight. So it'll be 5 seconds up to there, and then you'll go back through neutral. So we're really trying to demand coordination. So I'll start in the middle. Okay, that's drill number 4. Drill number 5 is going to be a little bit different. We're going to work on piano playing with our fingers. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll start with the little finger again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it'll be index finger again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one, you're basically going to try and do as quickly as you can without making mistakes. And what you'll probably find is that as you go through it, you'll start to double tap and you'll start to do strange things. But obviously, this is going to be really important for your ability to be able to let go at the precise moment. If you let go a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that's the sort of thing that throws your ball toss. So although it looks like a strange looking drill, it's very applicable to your ability to have an accurate ball toss. The other thing you can do is you can test this right to left and see how your coordination compares side to side. But the drill itself, just piano playing fingers, this is the sort of thing you want to go for around 5 seconds. That's probably going to be a good target to go for with this one. It'll be tricky to go for much longer than that. Okay, so that's what coordination training looks like. Now, we did most of those drills 10 seconds per movement, but like I mentioned at the start of the video, you want to work on different speeds. So once you've got the hang of 10 seconds, maybe speed it up, slow it down further to really train the coordination. Now, I understand that those drills look strange, and I also understand that they're not as fun as playing tennis. But if your ball toss hasn't been improving and you've been practicing and you've been working on things, it's because you're not coordinated enough. So doing funny looking drills like that can make a real difference. Now, something that I need to add or to reiterate is that if you do this once, nothing is going to change. There really are no magic tricks or cures or tips that are going to make you have a ball toss like Federer. This is about finding the stuff that's not working well enough and working on it. So consistency is required, but it only takes around 4 or 5 minutes. If you spend 4 or 5 minutes working on that stuff over time, good things can happen. Now, this isn't the only stuff that you can do in terms of improving coordination. With brain-based training, there are lots of different things that you can do to drastically transform your ability, your level of skill, and your performance on court. To help you with it, I've created a free resource that's down below in the description called Upgrade Your Coordination. It's going to show you some advanced stuff that you can start to do to very quickly become more coordinated and get control or more control over your shots. But if you want additional help with this stuff, this is what I do with tennis players. I know lots of it looks strange, but tennis is all about skill, it's all about ability, it's all about being able to control your body and having a visual system that functions properly. The reason that most people don't improve as much as they want is because their body simply isn't capable of playing at the level they want. So if you really want to get better at tennis, I would love to try and help you with it. There's a link, another link in the description that's going to allow you to schedule a free chat with me. I can learn more about your game and then see if there's some way that I can help. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you give this stuff a try. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below.